Hey, good morning. How you doing today?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. What can I get for you?
Can I please get a single shot of espresso on ice in a medium cup? And can I also get a turkey sausage wake-up wrap?
All right, turkey sausage wake up wrap. What else for you?
That's it.
Put up to the window.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hi there. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just swung through Dunkin' for breakfast. I got Lila dropped off at school after a very rushed morning. She's actually been out of preschool for like the last week and a half because they had an outbreak in one of the classrooms. Thankfully, not her classroom. She's been perfectly fine, but she has been home around the clock with me for the last couple weeks. My husband has been in and out of town all month for work. My mom came and visited last weekend and actually just went home yesterday. So I was so happy to have her here, have another adult to talk to and to help with Lila for a while. But getting Lila off to school this morning for the first time in like a week and a half was definitely a little rough. I think she was missing my mom, sad she went home last night. And also we just needed to get back on our regular morning routine. So anyway, this morning was super rushed and crazy. I'm actually sitting outside now of my doctor's appointment that I have today, but I needed to eat something before going in. So I just drove through Dunkin' really quick. I grabbed a turkey sausage, egg and cheese of their wake up wraps. I've been loving their wake up wraps because they're just like, you know, a little tortilla. And then they have a turkey patty, a piece of egg, and cheese on there. They're actually a pretty decent option for WW because they pack a lot of protein. They're not too high in points, and it's a great like easy on the go option just to like keep in mind. And I think they're really tasty. So I'm gonna eat this. I also grabbed before I left the house a banana. And then for coffee this morning, I don't drink coffee every single morning when I'm pregnant, but this morning, as you can hear in my voice, I'm just tired, guys. I am just worn down, so tired. I was looking forward to like Lila going back to school and me having a morning, but I forgot I had this appointment and it's been rescheduled like twice because the first time I had it scheduled in January, we were all sick and I hadn't gotten back our COVID results yet, which were thankfully at the time negative, but I did have the flu, so I had to cancel that appointment and reschedule it for today. So no rest for mama today. I had a appointment this morning. But anyway, for coffee today, I do have an ultrasound this morning, and I know when I drink like a little bit of coffee or something cold and a little sweet, it really gets baby girl Jansen moving, and so I was hoping that'll help for the ultrasound today. So I just have a single shot of espresso on ice in a cup, and then I brought with a caramel premier protein. So I'm gonna add this to my drink, give me some protein, give me a little caffeine. Hopefully we'll wake up baby girl and she'll be moving for the ultrasound. Sorry my voice is so scratchy. It's just been like, I think it's just tired because I was sounding fine, like having recovered from having that bad flu bug earlier this month. My voice was finally like back to normal, and then just like the last couple days, it's just been dry and scratchy and I'm just tired. So I apologize for my scratchy voice. But anyway, I figured while I am sitting waiting for my appointment, I didn't want to go home in between dropping Lila off and coming over to my appointment because it was kind of all in the same direction, but I have a half hour till I need to go check in and get registered. This is actually a new doctor for me. I'm still seeing my regular OB, but at my 20-week ultrasound back in December, I had my anatomy scan and they couldn't see quite everything they wanted to on the scan. So they did refer me to go to a perinatal specialist for a follow-up anatomy scan ultrasound. So we'll see how this goes. With my first daughter, Lila, if you guys are new to following my plus size pregnancy journey, I lost 80 pounds on WW before trying to conceive baby number 2. We're currently due with baby 2. It's a girl. We're due early May. My first daughter, Lila, is just about 4. That mixes it up. When I was pregnant with Lila, I had to see an MFM perinatal specialist through pretty much the whole second half of my pregnancy because I was high risk. With Lila, I did have some high blood pressure by the last third of my pregnancy, and I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. So far, this pregnancy has been going good. It's been very typical pregnancy. I did have an early GD scan around 14 weeks, and it was negative. I have my follow-up gestational diabetes scan next week, actually, because I just turned 27 weeks. So guys, we're here. We made it. We made it to the third trimester. But I do have at 28 weeks my final GD scan, and we do the 1-hour test one more time. Hopefully it's negative again, and then I don't have to keep testing for it. We can just move on knowing I don't have it this time around, which would be awesome. But we'll see how that one goes. I'm sure I'll update you guys. Because I still have a slightly higher BMI this pregnancy, I think that's why they couldn't quite see and get all the measurements they wanted in my 20-week appointment. So they wanted to send me just for a follow-up. As of right now, hopefully it just should be this one follow-up anatomy scan, and then I should just resume my normal appointments at my OBGYN for the rest of pregnancy. And unless something else triggers that makes me high risk, I shouldn't have to come back to the perinatal through the rest of the pregnancy. That's my hope anyway. It always gets so crazy with Lila, seeing the perinatal. I ended up having to, probably starting around 32 weeks, I was at the office every single week at least once, and by 34 weeks I was going twice a week, both to my OB for NST, non-stress tests, and for my perinatal, and they kept doing ultrasounds. And it's awesome getting extra ultrasounds because it's always fun to see the baby, but also having gone through it before, I would much rather just be on like a healthy track with baby girl, and it's less stressful when you're not constantly going into the doctor. So we'll see how this goes today. I'm a little nervous for it because this is my first appointment back with the perinatal since being pregnant with Lila. But hopefully, you know, they were pretty positive and were assuring me in my first anatomy scan at 20 weeks, like they didn't see anything that triggered them to be worried to send me for this follow-up. It was just that they didn't get some of their standard measurements that they normally get. And they didn't want to have to keep bringing me back for ultrasound after ultrasound at the regular OB's office when they could send me to the perinatal, which is right downstairs in the same medical facility as my OB, and they have just higher quality equipment, so they should be able to see it in one appointment. So we'll see. But I am excited to see baby girl today, so we're gonna drink a little coffee, get a little protein going, hopefully get her moving. She's already been moving around a bunch this morning because I've been drinking my ice water, so I think we'll be good. But I am gonna eat my breakfast wrap and banana real quick. We have our appointment, and I'll update you guys more when I'm out of it. I think Lila and I are gonna try and do some sort of a fun craft or something today, and I have to figure out what I'm making for dinner because since my mom's been here, we have just been like eating out a ton just because we've been out doing fun things with her and we've been on the run. But I am like ready to get us back on our normal everyday track, you know, get Lila back in the swing of her routine with dinner and bedtime. Last night we finally got her back to bed on her normal bedtime schedule, but I think it's gonna take a couple days for us to reset. So yeah, we'll see where the day brings us. These are so good. Hey guys! Alright, I am out of my appointment. Everything went really well. So glad. Because they sent me for this follow-up to my anatomy scan because they said they couldn't get measurements on a few things, but they didn't tell me what it was they couldn't get measurements on. So the perinatal cleared everything up. Obviously, they had to send me for a second scan because it was they couldn't see the baby's heart clearly in the first one. So obviously very important. Glad I was able to go for a second scan. They got everything they needed. She was being a little shy with her face, so we didn't get too many face photos, but everything seems to be really good with her. Her heart looked great. They saw her spine and all of her fingers and toes and her long legs, which go figure, she's a tall baby because tall people. But she's actually hitting right in the middle of the bell curve in regards to weight and height and growth, so everything's looking good. So far they did say they'd like to still see me once a month for a growth scan. So I did go ahead and book another appointment with them for 1 month out from now, but I see my regular OB/GYN next week and we'll kind of like clarify what our process is gonna be for appointments, what I'm gonna see them for, or the perinatal, if I need to keep going, or if they wanna keep doing my scans. So we'll find out more next week at that. But anyway, it was kind of a long process because this is the first time I've gone to a doctor through the actual hospital that I'm gonna deliver at. So 2 birds, 1 stone, because I had to register for this appointment. They also did my pre-registration for the hospital. So we're all set whenever baby girl's time is. I mean, hopefully, again, we're only 27 weeks, guys. So hopefully not for another, you know, 12 weeks or so. When it is time for baby, we're all pre-registered. That is done. That's the next thing I need to look into though, is doing a tour at this hospital. Since this is the first time we're delivering here in Georgia, our hospital for Lila was obviously in Illinois. So Josh and I hopefully can go to that. That was kind of the one sad thing about this appointment. I was so happy when Josh was able to come with me to my 20-week appointment and see the scan and see baby girl on the ultrasound, because that was the first time he was able to come. But now with everything, the mandates are back in that we can't bring anyone with us to our scans. So he wasn't able to come today. Hopefully we'll both be able to go through and do the hospital tour together so we know where everything's at and get comfortable. I was so happy. I met with one of Lila's friends from school, her mom. We met the 2 of them at the park last week when the school was closed to get the girls together for a play date. And she said that they delivered here and they had a wonderful experience and it was so great. So that was really exciting to hear a personal story about someone who actually had delivered here. Everything's good. I'm feeling positive, feeling good about pregnancy. Regardless of how scratchy my voice is again right now, I've been feeling really good. And this wiggle worm, I'm telling you guys, she has been moving like crazy the last 2 weeks. Hits and kicks and bumps and everything. It was so fun. And Lila actually got to feel her kick for the first time, I think like 2 days ago. She was snuggling with me in bed and she had her hand on my tummy and she had her little head on my tummy and baby girl kicked her right in her hand. And I was like, did you feel that? And she's like, yeah, your tummy moved. And I was like, that was baby's sister. And she goes, it was Sissy? And I was like, yep, she's been calling her Sissy. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. I have to go get Lila from preschool now. I'm glad, even though it took a while because I had to do the pre-registration first and then the appointment and the ultrasound. I've been in there for like 2 hours at this point. But anyway, everything went well. I'm gonna go get Lila. And we had a quick stop at Kroger. Hi, Lila.
Hi.
How was school?
Great.
Great. All right.
Right.
Red potatoes.
Red potato. Here you go.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Want some of those? Okay. Hey, did you find me some lemons? All right, can you put them in my cart? Good job, couple lemons. Hey guys, okay, so we're home. We did stop off at Kroger super quick for just a couple things. I haven't actually done a beginning of the month big restock haul. If you guys have been watching my grocery hauls from last month, I've been really determined to reset our grocery budget, and I've been trying to do something where I do our main grocery haul for the month at the beginning of the month, and then I just have a small budget of like $50 a week to help round out anything we need for the week, like fresh fruit, milk, etc. We still actually have a decent amount of fruit, and we have a bread in the freezer, we have milk, we have our yogurt and cheese, things like that we all still have. So I just grabbed a couple things. Specifically, I went because there was a crock pot dish I want to toss together for dinner that I'm going to share with you guys, and then just a couple odds and ends. I did pick up 1 pound of ground beef. They had it on special today, so I thought we could do some tacos maybe tomorrow for dinner, and then I thought Josh and I could have this for Friday night. We like to do at-home date night, so I'm going to do a salmon and veg probably for that dinner. Lila was with me since we went right after I picked her up from school, so she asked if we could get some Hawaiian rolls. She loves these. She just tears them up and dips them in hummus with veggies, and we'll do like a little hummus snack plate with those for lunch some days. I've been really into these flavored waters. I got some of the strawberry kiwi ones as well as some of the blood orange ones. I find that the little bit of flavor and bubble in them, the bubbles help like settle my stomach if I'm ever not feeling super great in pregnancy, but the flavors are great because it helps mix it up from my normal water, which is really the only other thing I'm drinking right now with the exception of coffee, maybe a couple times a week. So it's just nice to mix it up a little bit. The real reason I went into Kroger was to grab some petite red potatoes. I'm gonna use these in our crock pot dish in just a minute. And then I grabbed, they had 1 pomelo left. These basically taste like grapefruit. They smell like grapefruit. They're very large, but they have a really super thick rind on them. So the actual fruit inside is a lot smaller, but it smelled really good. And I have been really liking grapefruit in the morning with some eggs. And then I grabbed a couple lemons. Some of these I'm gonna use for the crock pot tonight. And then I wanted to grab at least an extra one to do with the salmon when I cook that up. So for dinner tonight, I am gonna throw something in the crock pot. I was hoping to be home before needing to pick up Lila from the OB's office, but my my appointment ran long, so that's okay. Instead of cooking it on low for 8 hours, I'm just gonna do this on high for 3 to 4 hours. Tonight, I'm gonna be doing some chicken thighs and veggies in the crock pot with a Dijon honey lemon kind of sauce. I kind of just peeked through my fridge, saw what I had, and kind of came up with something to make. So for the base of the crock pot dish, I have this package of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and then I'm going to half or quarter, depending on how big these are, probably just half them. These petite red potatoes that we just picked up at Kroger. I'm gonna be putting in a bag of French style green beans. These are a frozen bag. And then I just had these carrots left from one of my meal preps last week. So I'm gonna toss those in too. So we have veggies, potatoes, and chicken. I have 0 point potatoes on my WW plan, and the veggies are 0 points, and I'll get bonus points for those veggies. So the only thing I'm gonna have to count points for out of this mix is the chicken thighs. And then to make up a little sauce, I have a little bit of chicken stock left over from another recipe. So I'm gonna use this as kind of the base of the sauce, add some Dijon mustard, which is 0 points, 2 lemons, the juice of them. And then for seasonings, we're going with thyme, oregano, lemon pepper, and salt. And then I am gonna add a little bit of honey to add some sweetness. So I will make sure to measure this out really well because obviously this will have points as well.
Best friend, didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. How it's gonna stay in the fight with you. Just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. Singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep. In your worn-out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever. Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep.
Been just under 4 hours. Dinner is looking good. I wish I had had more to film and share with you guys today, but honestly, once I got dinner going in the crock pot, like I washed a whole bunch of dishes and got my sink all cleaned up for the night, because I always know by the time we actually eat dinner and like start Lila's bedtime routine, the last thing I want to do now that I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy is like clean up the kitchen. So that's why I really do love crock pot meals, especially on days when Lila's in school. So easy to either when I'm home while she's at school or as soon as I get home from picking her up. It's like the perfect 4-hour like time window for me to toss something that I can cook on high in the crock pot before dinner. But anyway, I just kind of like got stuff cleaned up and picked up around the house. I had to strip sheets since my mom was here and toss some laundry in. Lila and I just did some coloring, and now she's been like chilling. You probably can't even see her because it's dark over there. She's just been chilling watching a movie with me. So that's kind of all we did today. But anyway, Josh is on his way home, so I'm just gonna let this sit on low in the crock pot now that it's cooked through. I did add some minced garlic as well as a little bit more of the Dijon mustard because I like took a little taste of the chicken. It's really good, but it just needed like a touch more, so just adjust it to your taste there. But now that it's pretty much cooked through, since it's been on high for 4 hours, I'm gonna turn it down to low and just let it simmer until Josh gets home. All right, so here's how dinner turned out. The chicken was so folly a party. It smells so good. A nice warm comforting dish. That's what Josh was saying. He goes, ooh, a warm winter comfort dish. And I totally agree, but I feel like with the honey and the lemon, it's still nice and bright and fresh. And with the carrots, this would be such a great spring meal too. We're also having a little Hawaiian roll on the side from the ones Lila picked out today, and some grapes. And I wanted to show you guys what I made for Lila, because we are trying to get her to eat what we're eating, but I find the best way to do that is to give her a little serving so she can start trying things. She's still kind of funny about like crock pot, like all in one casserole kind of dishes. So we're working on it, and still weird about chicken and meat. So she has a little bit of chicken shredded up. She loves carrots, some green beans and potatoes. She has her Hawaiian roll along with some hummus to get her some extra protein and some grapes. So we'll see how this one goes. I have high hopes. I'm hoping she likes it. Well, I would say dinner was a success. Lila did try a couple pieces of veggie. She ate her hummus really nice and all her grapes. How was dinner, Bubs? Pretty good? Yum, yum, yum. I know you love bread and hummus. We tried. Okay guys, Josh got Lila to bed. I got the kitchen cleaned up. I'm ending my night with a nice relaxing bath. Hope you guys enjoyed following me along on my first perinatal appointment and our little day in the life. Make sure you check out my description below for the ingredients and recipe for that crock pot dish. It was really good. Josh and I loved it, and it made at least 4 hearty servings. So we have a whole nother dinner ready to go for another night, or some lunch meal prep. So that's why I love crock pot cooking. It always makes more than you need for the day, and then you have leftovers. Thank you so much for following along today's video. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's day in the life. And until next time, bye.
I always do. I never